EA have done it again, and by done it again, I mean they've fucking screwed over Scottish football. Welcome back, guys. Son of Scotland 90. The FIFA 23 player ratings were revealed today. And was it a good rating for the Hearts players? No. Was it? Fuck. I mean, I'm looking at all these players, and there's barely any I agree with. I mean, there's some that I don't think's too bad. There's some that I can maybe say, well, you know what, that's about right, maybe one or two off. And then there's others that I'm looking at, and I just can't believe how horribly wrong EA have got this. And again, I think we know now for the Scottish Premiership, there's two factors, right? Unless you play for the old firm, and unless you're a former Premier League player, then you've pretty much got no chance of a high rating. And I think it proves that this year, well, I believe Celtic's third highest rated player is Aaron Moy, and he's his former Premier League. I mean, who would say that Aaron Moy is Celtic's third best player? Absolutely nobody. Again, Joe Hart, Celtic's second best player according to this game. Who would say that? Absolutely nobody. But because they have played in the Premier League, because they are from the English Prem, then automatically they are made out to be gods. And, you know, it's bullshit. For years and years now, the Scottish ratings have been shocking, and I don't think it's better this year. In fact, I kind of think it's worse. You know, Scotland have moved up the coefficients. We've got 3 teams now competing in Europe. I mean, the national team is doing the best it's done in a very, very long time. You know, as a nation, we have improved a lot over the past decade. But for some reason, in FIFA, you could argue, in terms of ratings, that they've actually put us on a decline. I mean, I remember 10 years ago, some of the FIFA ratings even for some players outside the old firm, you know, you're getting like decent ratings. But I mean, now, I don't think, I can't, there is no good ratings, man. Everybody gets fucking shafted, right? So, we're going to go through the Hearts players here. We're going to have a look at them. Now, I haven't checked out all of Scotland, but based on what I've seen from Hearts, I've seen a couple of old firm players. I can just tell, based on, unless EA just hate Hearts, maybe that could be the case, and it's just the Hearts players. Like I said, I haven't seen the rest of them, but I can just tell based on how low they've rated some of these Hearts players that the entire league is going to be messed up. So it is what it is. Now, I think the overall highest rated player was Callum McGregor, 77. And when I seen that, I honestly couldn't believe that we didn't get an 80 rated player. Whether it be Callum McGregor, you know, whether it be Jota, whether it be Craig Gordon, whether it be James Tavernier, whether it be Alfredo Morelos, you know, whether it be Kyogo Furuhashi, I actually cannot believe that we didn't at least get an 80 rated player. We didn't even get a 79 or a 78. It was 77. I mean, really? Are you trying to tell me that's the best, like Scotland? The 2 teams in the Champions League, Hearts in the Europa Conference League, but the best you can give us is a 77? You know, it's absolute bullshit. So, you know, we'll see. And I know some players, you know, get low ratings because they're younger and they're going to develop, and, you know, that might be the case. But for Craig Gordon, the guy's 39. Even though he seems to get better with age, reality is he's not getting better, so he's not going to get better in FIFA. So 74 is the default rating that Craig Gordon has been given. He won't get any better than that. He's got 73 diving, 72 handling, 66 kicking, 77 reflexes, 35 speed, 72 possession. And for me, it's absolutely disgraceful how his reflexes and diving are not in the 80s, man. They should be. 100% they should be in the 80s. He's the best goalkeeper in Scotland, right? People can complain, people can argue, but there is no argument in my opinion. I reckon if you asked like actual pundits that were non-biased, therefore I don't mean your Ali McCoys, I don't mean your Chris Suttons. I mean, if you asked anyone who's got like a, you know, like a brain cell that works and isn't completely biased, then they will probably tell you that Craig Gordon, you know, is the best goalkeeper in the league. It's not a hard choice, right? It's not Joe Hart. Take your green tinted specs off, right? It's definitely not Joe Hart. I mean, Alan McGregor at one time arguably was the best, right? He maybe was, but the last 18 months, he certainly has declined. Whereas, like I said, the last 18 months, you can argue Gordon has got better. And Joe Hart, I mean, Joe Hart must be one of the most overrated goalkeepers of all time. Is there some good young keepers in the Scottish League coming up? Yeah, no, I like Luca Liam Kelly. I think Robbie McCrory's decent, even though he doesn't get much game time. Probably needs a move away from Rangers. Siegrist has been signed by Celtic, unfortunately, just to sit on the bench. I mean, there is good goalkeepers in Scotland, but for me, Craig Gordon is undoubtedly the best. And to get a 74 rating is nothing short of abysmal, in my opinion. He should. And the funny thing is, right, it's 7 ratings higher than what he got last year. So that just shows you how bad EA rated Craig Gordon last year. He was a 67 last year. This year, he's a 74. But for me, it's not enough. I think he should be a gold. It should be minimum gold, and I would put him in the 80s. If he can't get into the 80s, then at least make him 79, 78. Don't give him a silver 74. You know, that is embarrassing. It's insulting too. It's fucking insulting to have the best goalkeeper in Scotland. One of the best goalkeepers, period. Let's be honest, right? Craig Gordon really is that good. So I want to compare Gordon to, you know, the other goalkeepers in the league that people would say. I think most people would probably say the top 3 goalkeepers in the league are Hart, Gordon and McGregor. I personally wouldn't, but I think most people would probably agree that these are the top 3. So let's compare them. And the first thing I notice is, you look at total stats, you've got Joe Hart, 989. You've got Alan McGregor, 973, so he's only 16 stats in total off of Joe Hart. But then you've got Craig Gordon, 896. So he's a total 97 stats off Joe Hart. So even though McGregor is the same rating as Gordon, and overall he's got a 74, in reality, McGregor is pretty much, you know, just a little bit behind Hart, whereas Gordon, in terms of total stats, is quite a bit behind both of them. And it's fucking bullshit. What do Hart and McGregor have in common? They play for the old firm. They play for the Ugly Sisters. One plays for Celtic, one plays for Rangers. That's what it is, man. Craig Gordon, you move him to either the green side of Glasgow or you move him to the blue side of Glasgow, and all of a sudden, you know, his rating goes up at least by a couple, and he's the best goalkeeper in the league. But no, he's a Hearts player. Therefore, he's not allowed to be the best goalkeeper in the league, because the best goalkeeper in the league has to play for a member of the old firm. I mean, it's as simple as that. That's how they operate. That's how they work. I mean, fucking hell, you know, like, Ross County could have the best player to ever play Fifa, and EA would like rate him 71 we can't have a Ross County player that's rivaling Celtic and Rangers. So it's bullshit, man. They do it every single year. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good a person is. I mean, I remember when Rudy Scatchell was at Hearts. Fucking guy was phenomenal. I mean, the guy would easily walk in to the Celtic or Rangers team, but did he get a higher rating than the Celtic and Rangers players? No, he didn't. I mean, you look at any of them. I mean, just because they play for the old firm, they get a higher rating, man. It's sad. It fucking is. I mean, I don't know why they just can't rate gate. I don't know why they can't do it fairly. And maybe it's the same for all leagues. You know, maybe the top teams do have players that, you know, aren't that good, but because they're playing for a top team, they just boost a couple of ratings onto their card or whatever. But I mean, overall, I'm not going to spend any more time like ranting on this. But Craig Gordon is, for me, he is the best out of these 3 by quite a distance. If you look at the diving, it's Gordon and McGregor are both the same. I don't see how. I mean, for me, Gordon, to only be one ahead of Joe Hart in the diving category is fucking unbelievable. Handling, Joe Hart is quite a bit ahead. Joe Hart's not even good at handling. Kicking, you've got McGregor, the best at that. Reflexes, you've got Gordon and Joe Hart on a 77. Speed, Joe Hart wins pretty much easily there. Positioning, I would give that. I mean, I would give Alan McGregor the positioning. I think he is better at positioning himself than Craig Gordon is. So, I would agree with that. I also think McGregor probably is more focal, and maybe you could argue. I don't know if there's a stat for like organising defence, but if there was, you know, I'd probably have McGregor the highest in that too. But for me, like diving and reflexes, like you'll notice here that none of the goalkeepers, neither Joe Hart or McGregor, are better than Gordon at diving and reflexes, but that's Gordon's best 2 stats, and they still can't even, they can't just give him the nod on either one of them. On diving, they tie him with McGregor, and on reflexes, they tie him with Joe Hart. It's fucking embarrassing, man, right? I'm not gonna, I said I was not gonna rant about it, and I'm not, but there you go, it's a joke, man, it's an absolute fucking joke. Fuck you. You're lucky I'm gonna buy this pish game. Where's Pez, right? They need to bring Pez back. Konami, admit this eFootball thing was a disaster. Bring back Pez and I'll buy it. Or bring back Club Football, Hearts Club Football. I'll buy that, man. I'm sick of EA, right? Let's look at the rest of them. Barry Mackay, 73 rated. Can't even get a rare silver. Guy's been in the form of his life. Probably is going to be attracting big offers for some other clubs in the near future, but for some reason, it gets a 73. I mean, it's not a bad rating, but I think Barry Mackay could have been a gold. I think he could have easily been a 75, 76. Then we've got Stephen Kingsley, 71, Craig Halkett, 71. I mean, 2 of Hearts' best players. I would have liked them to be a little bit higher. I think they could have easily been like 73, but it is what it is, 71. I'm not too bothered about that. I mean, it is what it is. Personally, I would have had them a couple higher, but I don't think it's that bad. Kingsley, let's be real. I mean, Kingsley's passing and shooting ability, well, what have they actually gave Kingsley in terms of that? Because, I mean, his free kicks are fucking deadly, but that's probably not even reflected in these stats here, man. Free kick accuracy, 75. For me, should be higher than that. Crossing and vision to be 63 and 70 respectively is poor. Long pass at 68 is poor. I mean, you see some of the balls that Kingsley pings up to the strikers in our team, man, and it's just embarrassing how they've got him that low. So, I totally don't agree with that, man. 68 long pass, man, that should be like 78. I really should, man. They've took about 10 off him there. Up next, right, our 5th best player is not Liam Boyce. And if you compare Liam Boyce, he has got a 70 rating compared to Lawrence Shankland, who's got a 68 rating. Now, I think 70 for Boyce is pretty good. I do. I don't think he could get any higher than that. I would not complain if he was a 69, 68. But how is Shankland 68? Lawrence Shankland should be in the low 70s, man. He should be like a 72, 73 rated player. They've given him a really bad rating there at 68. It's not a good rating at all. Cameron Devlin and Benjamin, both rated 70. Both relatively young, so in career mode, those ratings will go up a wee bit. I mean, I've no real complaints. I don't really mind. I mean, if you'd have put them a couple more up, I mean, I wouldn't have said anything, but at the same time, I don't think it's an injustice having them both at 70. Alex Cochrane, don't really rate him, 69. I think that's more than fair. I don't rate him. George Grant, haven't really seen enough of him, but 69, again, think that's more than fair. Peter Haring, 68. I like Peter Haring, but I'd say that's a bit fair. Nathaniel Atkinson, 68, probably about right. Michael Smith, the Rolls Royce, again, 68, probably about right. Alan Forrest, 67, not right, probably not right. Absolute shite, that's what that is. Alan Forrest has been underrated terribly in this game. I said Barry Mackay should have been like in the mid-70s. Alan Forrest should be at least in the low 70s, man. How this guy has not got a better... I mean, 69, at least if he's 69, I could say fair enough. I would have him like a 71, 72, but to give him a 67, man, he is the better Forrest brother, and I can guarantee you James Forrest is like a 64, like a 72 or a 73, something like that, because he plays for Celtic, even though Alan Forrest is the better player, man. So I'm not having that. 67, really bad rating. Got Josh Ginnelly, 67, Kai Roll, 67, Stephen Humphries, haven't seen enough of him, 66, probably about right. Toby Sibic, probably the only player that they've actually overrated, 66. I wouldn't even give him a 36, man. The guy's atrocious. Andy Halliday, 66. Gary Mackay-Steven, 66. Ewan Henderson, 62. Ross Stewart, 61. Connor Smith, 60. Lewis Nielsen, I think, is going to be a quality player. I just see John Suter in him, I really do. Now, I understand he's, 18, so therefore, he is going to develop. He is going to improve as a player. He will upgrade through career mode, so they have to kind of nerf him a little bit at the start. But I would say Lewis Nielsen should be at the moment mid-60s. I would swap him with Sibic. I would take Sibic 66, give it to Nielsen, I would give Nielsen, Civic Nielsen 60. I mean, personally, that's what I would do, but I get it. You know what? Nielsen's young. He is going to improve over time. And the same could be said about Finlay Pollock. They've rated him 58, but again, you know, with career mode, who knows? His overall, his potential could be high 60s, low 70s. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That's what we'll find out, guys, in career mode. So, yeah, and going forward this year in career mode, I am going to try and use younger guys more, try and get them more game time, and hopefully try and, you know, breed them in to the starting 11 at some point, whether it be season 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I don't know, guys. I do not know. But anyway, that's going to do it. Just wanted to quickly go over the ratings here. I probably will check the other ratings in my spare time, but I just wanted to make a fid on the Hearts ones. I mean, yeah, some of these are abysmal. The standout ones for me that are really bad, obviously Craig Gordon, like I said, should easily be pushing 80. Barry Mackay, I think's a few off. I could have gave Kingsley and Halkett a couple more. And, yeah, no, Lawrence Shankland. For me, Lawrence Shankland and Alan Forrest have been done really dirty. 68 and 67. Both should be well into the 70s. I'd probably have Forrest like a 71, 72, and Shankland I think could be 73, 74. So yeah, I'm a bit confused as to why Boyce is 2 ratings higher than Shankland, when Shankland probably will not improve any. So if someone, same for Forrest. Forrest is at the age now where, he's not got much potential. His rating's not going to go up. I mean, if Forrest was 23, 24, then I could look at the 67 and go, well, fair enough, who knows? Couple of seasons of career mode, you might get him into the 70s. But at his age, I believe Forrest is, 28, 29? I mean, there's no real potential there. There's no real improvement. So that looks like that 67 rating's about as good as it will get for him. So, yeah, just really disappointed with some of these ratings. But it's EA, I say I'm disappointed, but it's disappointed but not surprised. Alright, pretty much that's how I feel about this. Disappointed but not surprised. Anyway, guys, catch you in the next one. Let us know, what rating do you think's the worst? Out of all these, what rating do you think is the worst? I mean, even though he's the highest rated, I kind of feel it's Craig Gordon. I think they've done him really, really dirty here. And the fact that they've rated him below McGregor and Joe Hart, again, like you looked at the total stats, and why is Al McGregor and Joe Hart really close to each other in total stats, then Craig Gordon's about 100 off? It's bullshit. It's old firm bullshit, that's what it is. Anyway, that's it, guys. Till next time. Peace.